Hey, what is up people? This is Johnny and today we're going to be doing a top 5 ice Pokemon list. To start off, our number 5 is Lapras. It's a water type and ice type Pokemon with the weaknesses of electric, fighting, grass, and rock. This Pokemon's category is transport. It has the abilities of water absorb, shell armor, and the Pokédex entry states, people have driven Lapras almost to the point of extinction. In the evening, this Pokemon is said to sing plaintively as it seeks what few others of its kind still remain. So this Pokemon, as you look at its base stats, they're not really that high, but why is this Pokemon pretty awesome? Well, this Pokemon is a water and ice type Pokemon. If you're going against dragon type Pokemons, this Pokemon will help you out a lot, because when it uses ice beam or ice moves, it can do a lot of damage. It can also learn some certain moves as Thunder, I believe. It can learn that electric type move even though it's a water type Pokemon, and if you're going against other water type Pokemons, the Thunder can really do a pretty good effectiveness at the opponent Pokemon. Now, I actually like the abilities that it has water absorb, because if another water Pokemon decides to use a water technique, it will restore each HP of the Pokemon, so your health will be restored. And many people do the mistake of doing that sometimes when they take out water Pokemon. If you know your right plays and moves, you can actually switch into the Pokemon so it can get the water absorb. Now, it is kind of, as you can see the stats in there, it seems like it's not a resistive Pokemon when it comes to, it can actually really deal a lot of damage from attacks from other Pokemon. I have used it in battle and it has done pretty well in resisting moves and not going all the way completely down into KO with its weaknesses. So I actually tried it, but it's not all the times. You know, with the certain moves, they'll be more effective than others, and at certain times it will survive very well as well. So this is why this Pokemon deserves the number 5. Number 4, Galariane. It is an ice type Pokemon with a weaknesses of fire, fighting, rock, and steel. It is the category face Pokemon with the abilities of inner focus, ice body. Its Pokédex entry states that Galariane has a body made of rock which it hardens with an armor of ice. This Pokemon has the ability to freeze moisture in the atmosphere into any shape it desires. Now let's look at the base stats. They're really not that bad, but they're kind of low, but it has its own mega evolution that makes these stats go all the way up, and its abilities allow it to do many different wonderful things. And I like the design of this Pokemon. It does have a previous evolution of Snorunt, which is pretty awesome because you can actually get 2 evolutions of from Snorunt. Well, you can only get one, but which one you choose is the one that you take like for last, which is a pretty cool Pokemon as well. But I chose Galariane because it's a pretty cool, genuine ice type Pokemon, and I like it. Number 3, Glaceon. It is an ice type Pokemon with the weaknesses of fire and fighting and rock steel. Its category is fresh snow. It has the abilities of snow cloak, and its Pokédex entry states, by controlling its body heat, it can freeze the atmosphere around it to make it diamond dust flurry. And its base stats are alright. They're not that bad. They're alright. They're just right there in the middle. It does have a previous evolution which is Eevee, and then it has all the other evolutions that go after Eevee that you can get. Now, I really like the design of this Pokemon. Glaceon is a pretty looking Pokemon. I like it, and if you're a big fan of Eevees, you're gonna definitely like this Pokemon, the ice type version of Glaceon, because it's just amazing. This Pokemon, it looks really good, and it does decent in battle, but it's not my best choice to use in the battle, but I like it. I like the design, and this is why this Pokemon reaches number 3. Number 2, Reggie Ice. It is an ice type Pokemon with the weaknesses of fire, fighting, rock, and steel. This category Pokemon is the Iceberg, and its abilities is clear body. Its Pokédex entry states, Reggie Ice body was made during an ice age. The deep frozen body can be melted even by fire. This Pokemon controls frigid air of negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit. This Pokemon has a base stats. They're alright. They're pretty decent. It's more in the special defense area, so it is pretty protective Pokemon, and this is actually one of those type of legendary Pokemons, and it deserves to be on the list because when I first saw this in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, well, in Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire, I thought it was a pretty amazing Pokemon. It has a really cool design, and it's a really awesome Pokemon, and it can learn several different moves that you want to teach it. I like it. It looks freaking amazing. Just look at those diamond crystals that look around the Pokemon with those icy diamonds. I don't even know what they call them, those glaciers or whatever they call it. It just looks amazing. It's just a pretty awesome Pokemon, and this definitely deserves to be number 2. And for the final number 1 Pokemon is Articuno. It is a ice and flying type Pokemon with the weaknesses of rock, electric, fire, steel. And its category is freeze, and it has the ability of pressure. And its Pokédex entry states Articuno is a legendary bird that can control ice. The flapping of its wings chills the air. As a result, it is said when the Pokemon flies, snow will fall. So this Pokemon lets the snow fall. He is Santa Claus of the Pokemon. He is indeed a legendary bird, and he looks pretty amazing. You know, if you go back to memories from the Generation 1, since you watch Pokemon, you will definitely love Articuno. And I actually like the design of it. It just looks amazing, and if you cannot like Articuno, well, that's something you can't. But I just like it. It's a decent Pokemon. I have used it in battles before, and it's not that bad. It's not the best, of course, but it's a pretty cool Pokemon, and it also makes snow come alive, so this is pretty awesome of a Pokemon to do. And yeah, Articuno deserves number 1, so yeah. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment in the comment section of what are your top 5 ice Pokemon. Also, I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I would also like to thank everybody for the 5,000 subscribers that I finally reached on my channel. That is pretty awesome that you guys helped me out to reach this 5,000. I thought I would never be able to reach 5,000, which is pretty crazy to me. Just a couple years ago, I was like at 1 and 200, and I was like, I'm never gonna make it to 5,000, but now I made it to 5,000, and it's freaking amazing. And I will try to continue the best I can do in producing better content for this channel. And I'd just like to thank you. I'm very grateful for all of you subscribers. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be making any videos. Well, anyway, thanks, and yeah.